No, and I think that like whether consciously or like without knowing you, the things you've picked again align really well with the story because they relate back to the man so well. Because Kane really talks
Right.
about how
Right.
Mark Calloway helped him so much. The man like was so instrumental to him in the Hell in a Cell match. You see Miss Mark Calloway switch on to be like, check on him. How is he feeling? How's he doing?
Right. Right.
Like, but while still trying to be in the mode of the Undertaker. So I
Yeah.
think in that aspect, you really it translates really well to like the story.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, and yeah, that is good. I'm glad you got that out of the Hell in a Cell because Mark. He's talked about it, but to talk beyond just like what happened, it's really hard for him because it was a hard. He didn't really want to do it, the
Yeah,
way it came out.
going on the top.
Yeah, I mean that was not what he wanted to do. He was terrified that, he if Mick misses that table by a foot or lands a foot shorter or longer, I mean he's in a lot of pain and maybe dead.
Yeah,
And he was aware, and it took them weeks to kind of talk him into it,
yeah.
and
I think that's the besides the some of the comments from his mother, the line where Mick Foley imitates Undertaker and he's like Mick, why are you so hell bent on killing yourself? Is maybe the funniest
right,
line in the documentary.
crazy, right? I mean, and and getting to know Mark now, I could hear him say it and just being like shaking his head at him like over and over again. And eventually, just like, all right, let's do it, and you know, I I do think there is a little more. Foley claims that he lied right before the match, the day of the match, that he had actually gone on top of the cage and felt good about it. And he didn't say he tested it out, but he claimed that he'd gone up there and he'd never gone up there. And he just knew, Mick just knew what he wanted to do
Yeah.
and knew they could do it. Knew Undertaker was the guy to do it with, and so that's what kind of worked for both of them.